Jay, hello. Today we're talking about migrant workers in Korea, and it's not good news. It's debatable or bad. All right, this is our intermediate video for September the 17th, 2025. It's Wednesday, okay? Location, South Korea. Let's go down to our words. First, we have abuse, wages, complaint, deportation, transfers, consent, outreach, reforms, human rights, exploitation. Okay. Bishal B.K, a 28-year-old Nepali, arrived in Korea last October to earn money and support his family. But his experience quickly turned into a nightmare. Assigned to a metal company under Korea's employment permit system, EPS, Bishal faced abuse, including beatings and withheld wages after asking to transfer to another job. When he confronted his boss, the employer filed a false complaint against him, leaving Bishal unpaid and under threat of deportation. The EPS, created to fill labor shortages, heavily limits job transfers, requiring employment consent except in proven abuse cases. This has left many migrant workers vulnerable to exploitation. Even when abuse is reported, investigations take months, leaving workers without income. Recent cases have sparked nationwide outrage, including a viral video showing a Sri Lankan worker lifted by a forklift as punishment. Advocates like attorney Kim Chun-ho and union leader Udaya Ray, hopefully my pronunciation is correct, are calling for reforms to protect human rights. While the government promises stricter rules against violence, officials plan to keep the employer approval rule. Citing concerns over labor shortages in rural industries. For workers like Bishal and others from Nepal, Vietnam, and Bangladesh, the system remains a painful trap, between survival and injustice. I definitely think it's bad. But let me know your thoughts. What system governs migrant workers like Bishal in South Korea? This is an intermediate level, so these are all wrong. You must think of the correct one, okay? What is required for a migrant worker to transfer jobs under EPS rules? Why did Bishal stop receiving wages? What event caused nationwide outrage in July? And why do officials want to keep the employer approval rule in place? All right, today's word of the day, draft. Legal word, draft. Okay, and non-legal draft is draft, like military draft, like all able-bodied Korean men have to do. All right, let's see, legal meaning, draft. A preliminary version of a legal document or contract before it is finalized. Non-legal meaning, draft, a system where people are selected by the government to join the military. Okay, here we have the spelling on the left. Draft. One syllable. The lawyer prepared a draft of the contract for review, and all men were required to register for the military draft. All right, tomorrow's weather is Thursday, September 18th, Jakarta, Indonesia, high of 32, a low of 25, and partly rainy. Mexico City, Mexico, a high of 23, a low of 14, and partly rainy. And Ottawa, Canada, a high of 20, a low of 10, and mostly sunny. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.